I am going to talk about quantum groups. There is several different classes of quantum groups. We have been studied Q deformations of compact Lie group as compact quantum groups in detail. Oronovic, Waxman, Sobelman, they started by studying SUQ2, then both independently studied SUQn plus 1, then Oronovic went to formulate compact matrix pseudogroup and compact quantum group. Later, I will come to compact quantum group. Greenfield, Jimbo and others start with study Lie algebra, then they study universal enveloping algebra, its Q deformation and compact real form of it. This talk basically describes compact quantum group and the example CSUQ2. From Q deformation side, describe UQSL2 and compact real form which is supposed to give deformation of SU2 at the Lie algebra level and connection among themselves. If we have some kind of underlying space, then often we can start a lot of information of that space by studying function algebra of that space. For X, Hausdorff locally compact space, we know that C0x with subnorm is C star algebra. If X is compact, C0x is of course Cx and it is unital C star algebra. We are mostly talking about compact spaces, so for us the C star algebra will be unital. Suppose that the C star algebra is continuous functions of closed interval 0 1, and by looking at the maximal ideal space, one really recovers the points of the space closed interval 0 1. By almost same philosophy, by defining what is a maximal ideal space of a C star algebra, one can extract a space out of that commutative C star algebra can be realized as continuous functions on that compact space. What Gelfand, Neymark, Segal prove is that if you have a unital commutative C star algebra, say A, then there is a underlying compact Hausdorff space X such that A is isomorphic to Cx as a C star algebra. That means the study of C star algebra, you can say you are really studying some kind of topology. If you replace the commutative C star algebra by any non-commutative C star algebra, then there is no underlying set X for which the C star algebra can be realized as continuous function on X. Therefore, the question is, what will be the non-commutative analog of compact group? For compact group G, we have commutative C star algebra CG. Using group multiplication, one can define delta operator such that delta f of g dash is f of g dash. This delta operator is unital star homomorphism. Using group identity, epsilon can be defined such that epsilon of f is f of e. Then epsilon follows from the property that epsilon tensor id of delta f equal to id tensor epsilon of delta f equal to f, and epsilon is continuous functions. Here id is the identity operator on CG. Using inverse, S function can be defined such that SF of g equal to f of g inverse. Then it satisfies the property that m of S tensor id of delta f equal to m of id tensor S of delta f equal to epsilon f 1a. Here m is the multiplication on CG tensor CG to CG. Here S is linear anti-multiplicatory. Therefore, the tentative definition would be A is unital C star algebra. Delta from A to A tensor A is unital star homomorphism such that id tensor delta of delta equal to delta tensor id of delta. Epsilon from A to C is star homomorphism such that epsilon tensor id of delta equal to id tensor epsilon of delta equal to id. S from A to A linear anti-multiplicative such that m of S tensor id of delta A is m of id tensor S of delta A, that is epsilon A 1a, where m is A tensor A to A such that m of A tensor B is AB. But in general, epsilon and S does not behave well. In most interesting cases, epsilon and S can be defined on some dense subalgebra, but they are unbounded in quantum settings. So one need alternatives instead of directly looking epsilon and S. Now cancellation property comes into picture. In group scenario, Semigroup with cancellation property is a group. In the C-star algebraic formulation, one uses non-commutative version of cancellation property instead of looking directly at existence of epsilon on n or s. For compact Hausdorff semigroup G and delta defined above is unital star homomorphism from Cg to C of G times G Cartesian G, then density of Cg delta is equivalent to cancellation property of semigroup G. Let G be compact semigroup. Let F be subalgebra of C G Cartesian G that separate points in G Cartesian G if it is closed under complex conjugation and constant function 1 lies in it. Let theta L map on G Cartesian G such that Wx goes to WWx. Theta R map is such that Wx goes to Wxx. On that given subcollection F, left density condition is that F compose theta L, that is G compose theta L where G varies over F is dense in C of G Cartesian G, and right density condition is that F compose theta R is G compose theta R where G varies over F is dense in C G Cartesian G. Here the description is about the equivalence between the cancellation property of G and the density property of Cg. Let if left cancellation law holds, then Wx equal to Wz implies Yx equal Wx equal to Wz implies x equal to z. So theta L of Wx equal to theta L of Yz implies Wwx equal to Yz. That implies W equal to Y and Wx equal to Yz equal to Wz. That is W equal to Y and x equal to z. So Wx equal to Yz. So theta L is injective. One can go in other direction also. If theta L is so, left cancellation law is equivalent to the theta L is injective. Similarly, right cancellation law is equivalent to theta R is injective. If left cancellation law holds, then theta L is injective. So Wx not equal to Yz implies theta L of Wx not equal to theta L of Yz. Thus, as subalgebra F separate points, then there exists a continuous F such that F compose theta L of Wx not equal to F compose theta L of Yz. So F compose theta L separate points. It is subalgebra of C G Cartesian G and closed under complex conjugation. Moreover, constant function 1 equal to 1 compose theta L lies in F compose theta L. By Steno-Odisser's theorem, F compose theta L is dense in C G Cartesian G. Conversely, F compose theta L is dense in C G Cartesian G. C G Cartesian G separate points in G Cartesian G. Then Wx not equal to Yz implies there exists a continuous function f on G Cartesian G such that f of Wx not equal to f of Yz. Therefore, there exists E in the subcollection f such that E compose theta L Wx not equal to E compose theta L Yz. This implies theta L of Wx not equal to theta L of Yz. So theta L is injective. So left cancellation law holds. For the given subcollection f such that it is the subalgebra of C G Cartesian G separating points in G Cartesian G and closed under complex conjugation and contain the constant function 1. Let left cancellation law holds if and only if F compose theta L is dense in C G Cartesian G. Similarly, right cancellation law holds if and only if F compose theta L is dense in C G Cartesian G. Now, if we take F is CG tensor CG, then F compose theta L is CG tensor 1 of delta CG. F compose theta R is 1 tensor CG of delta CG. Definition of compact quantum group A delta. A delta is called compact quantum group if A is unital C-star algebra. Delta from A to A tensor A is unital star homomorphism such that it satisfies coassitivity condition, that is delta tensor ID of delta equal to ID tensor delta of delta, and closed linear displane of A tensor 1 of delta A is A tensor A, and closed linear displane of 1 tensor A of delta A is A tensor A. Now come to the class of examples called commutative compact quantum group. Compact quantum group A delta is called commutative if C-star algebra of A is commutative. Consider G equal to compact Hausdorff group A equal to Cg and delta f of Gg dash is f of Gg dash. Then A delta forms compact quantum group. Now come to co-commutative compact quantum group. Let flip map sigma A on A tensor A is C star automorphism such that sigma A of A tensor B is B tensor A. Compact quantum group A delta is called co-commutative if image of delta lies in X from A tensor A such that X equal to sigma AX. Let G be the discrete group, Hg is the Hilbert space L2G and Eg be orthonormal basis indexed by G. Define the operator Tg on H by Eg dash goes to index by G. Define the operator Tg on H by Eg dash goes to Egg dash. Let A is closed linear span of Tg and delta is such that delta of Tg is Tg tensor Tg. Then A delta is co-commutative compact quantum group. Let's describe quantum SU2 group. Let 0 less than q less than 1 C SU2 be the C star algebra generated by alpha and beta such that the following relations are satisfied. Delta is the delta map is such that delta of alpha equal to alpha tensor alpha minus q beta star tensor beta. Delta of beta equal to beta tensor alpha plus alpha star tensor beta. It is an example of compact quantum group that is neither commutative nor co-commutative. Let's describe the class of examples known as compact matrix pseudogroup. B is the unital C star algebra. Matrices Uij and Ui star ij are invertible where Uij belongs to B. Let A is unital C star algebra generated by Uij and delta from A to A tensor A such that delta of Uij is summation k Uik tensor Ukj. Then A delta is compact quantum group. If A delta is commutative compact quantum group, we want to show that A is isomorphic to Cg or G is compact group. Therefore, as A delta is commutative compact quantum group, A is commutative unital C star algebra. So A is isomorphic to Cg where G is collection of multiplicative functional on A. For G1 G2 in G, define G1 G2 of A is G1 tensor G2 of delta A. So A of G1 G2 equal to G1 G2 of A equal to delta A of G1 comma G2. Associativity of multiplication follows from co-associativity of co-multiplication. So G is semigroup. Therefore, we have A equal to Cg commutative unital C star algebra where G is compact Hausdorff space, G is semigroup. Let G1 G2 equal to G1 G3 belongs to G. Then f dash tensor 1a of delta H dash G1 G2 equal to f dash G1 H of G1 G2 equal to f dash G1 H of G1 G3, that is f dash tensor 1a delta H dash G1 G3. By density condition, f tensor H of G1 G2 equal to f tensor H of G1 G3. So G1 G2 equal to G1 G3, that is G2 equal to G3. Therefore, left cancellation law holds. Similarly, one can show that right cancellation law holds. Therefore, A is Cg commutative unital C star algebra where G is compact Hausdorff space and G is semigroup with both cancellation law. There is a result that compact semigroup with both cancellation law is compact group. The proof is little bit difficult. We are not getting into that proof. For the compact group G, if mu is hard measure or probability measure, then for any measure nu on G, nu star mu equal to mu star nu equal to nu G mu for any measure nu, and mu star nu of any measurable set E is the integration on the characteristic function of E G G dash d mu G d nu G dash. Hard state H on Cg by is defined by H of f equal to integration G f of G d mu. H is unique as mu is. Similarly, for compact quantum group A delta, there exists unique Hall state H on A such that F convolution H is equal to H convolution F equal to F of 1A H, where F convolution H is F tensor H of delta. For the Hall state H, we define L2A delta as Hilbert space of GNS representation on A defined by H. Now again come to the theorem. If A delta is compact quantum group, there exists unique Hall state H is H convolution F equal to F convolution H equal to F of 1 H. The proof has 3 parts. In first step, for any state F, there exists state H such that F convolution H equal to H convolution F equal to F of 1 H. For the second step, for positive functional G measured by state F and F satisfies the property that F convolution H equal to H convolution F equal to F of 1 H, then G also satisfies that property. Third step, let F is finite set of states Gi, then there exists state Hf such that Gi convolution Hf equal to Hf convolution Gi equal to Hf. Taking H is the Wittgenstein limit of Hf, as F is increasing, we get the Hall state H. For first step, let F be any state. Take F star n, that is n times convolution of F. Fn is 1 by n summation k varies from 1 to n F star k. Let H is Wittgenstein limit of Fn, as F convolution Fn is Fn convolution F equal to Fn plus 1 by n F star n plus 1 minus F. Taking Wittgenstein limit, we get last part of the last expression goes to 0, so we get F star H equal to H star F equal to H. The second step involves many calculations. For the time being, it is skipped. For third step, let F is the F is set of states Gi. Take Gf equal to 1 by n and G1 plus G2 plus up to Gn. By first step, there exists state Hf such that Gf convolution Hf equal to Hf convolution Gf equal to Hf. 1 by n Gi are measured by Gf, so we get 1 by n Gi convolution Hf equal to Hf convolution 1 by n Gi equal to 1 by n Hf. That is Gi convolution Hf equal to Hf convolution Gi equal to Hf. Take Wittgenstein limit of Hf as increasing, we get the Hall state H satisfying the property that H convolution F equal to F convolution H equal to F of 1 H. L2A delta is Hilbert space of GNS representation pi H on A defined from the unique Hall state H. Then H of A star B, that is the inner product of pi H A UH and pi H B UH. HB is the inner product of UH and pi H B UH. Inner product of UH and UH is the norm of H, that is 1. Pi H of 1 is the identity, and span of pi H A UH is dense in L2A delta. Let H is finite dimensional complex Hilbert space. A delta is compact quantum group. Take two positive integers nm such that n less than equal to m. For J, embedding n times tensor product of A to m times tensor product of A such that x goes to x, j1, j2 up to jn. As example, n equal to 2 and m equal to 4. A tensor B of 3 2, that is A goes to third position, B goes to second position, that equal to 1 tensor B, tensor A, tensor 1. Definition of finite dimensional representation. H is finite dimensional Hilbert space. U is called representation of A if U belongs to BH tensor A such that I tensor delta of U equal to U1 to U13, while I is the identity operator on H. Direct sum of representation. Let Pk from direct sum of Hj to Hk is projection operator. Ik from Hk to direct sum of Hj is inclusion operator. For two representation U and V, we have U direct sum V, that is Iu tensor 1A of U into Pu tensor 1A plus Iv tensor 1A of V and Pv tensor 1A. Tensor product of two representation. Tensor product of two representation U and V is defined by U tensor product V and in tensor product of two representation U and V is denoted by U tensor product V and defined by U13 V23. Intertwiner of representation. Let UV be two representations. Operator T from HU to HV is called intertwiner if T tensor on A U equal to V of T tensor on A. Morphism UV is the collection of all intertwiner between U and V. If morphism UV contains an invertible operator, then we say representation U and V are equivalent. For compact group G, we have any finite dimensional representation is equivalent to some unitary representation, and any unitary representation is direct sum of irreducible unitary representation. Similarly, for compact quantum group A delta, any finite dimensional representation is unitarizable, and any unitary representation is direct sum of irreducible unitary representation. For any xy belongs to Hilbert space H, the functional exy on Bh is exy of t is inner product of x and ty. Therefore, for representation U of compact quantum group V, compact quantum group A delta and xy from the corresponding Hilbert space HU, matrix coefficient Uxy is defined by Exy tensor IDU. Then one has the following results. Let gamma is the set of equivalence classes of finite dimensional unitary representation. For U alpha belongs to gamma, let EI be orthonormal basis for corresponding Hilbert space H alpha. Let A0 is a span of matrix coefficient U alpha ij, where U alpha belongs to gamma and 1 less than equal to ij less than equal to dimension of U alpha. Then A0 is dense integral subalgebra of a span of pi h A0 U h such that A0 belongs to A0 is dense in L2A delta. Moreover, delta of A0 is subset of A0 algebraic tensor product A0. Then there exists multiplicative functional epsilon on A0 such that epsilon of U alpha ij is delta ij, and linear anti-multiplicative S on A0 such that S of U alpha ij is U alpha ji star. Then A0 restriction of delta to A0 epsilon and S from a Hofstadter algebra, here epsilon is called co-unit and S is called co-inverse or antipode. Come to example CSEQ2. CSEQ2 is a universal unital C star algebra generated by alpha and beta satisfying the following property. Here co-multiplication is such that delta of alpha is alpha tensor alpha minus q beta star tensor beta. Delta of beta is beta star tensor alpha plus alpha star tensor beta. Co-unit epsilon is such that epsilon of alpha equal to epsilon of alpha star equal to 1, epsilon of beta equal to epsilon of beta star equal to 0. Co-inverse is S is such that S of alpha equal to alpha star, S of alpha star equal to alpha, S of beta equal to minus q beta, S of beta star equal to minus q inverse beta star. Alpha I beta j beta star k, beta j beta star k, alpha star I beta j beta star k. For I greater than equal to 1, j k greater than equal to 0 is basis for dense subalgebra of CSEQ2. Hard state H is such that alpha I beta j beta star k goes to 0, beta j beta star k goes to delta j k 1 minus q square by 1 minus q to the power 2k plus 2. Alpha star I beta j beta star k goes to 0. Then there is another description for hard state. Take H is separable Hilbert space as H is L2n tensor L2z. E and k is orthonormal basis of X. Pi H is C star representation of the C star algebra C is equal to such that pi alpha of enk equal to root over 1 minus q to the power 2n en minus 1k, pi beta of enk equal to q to the power n enk plus 1. Then hard state h equal to n समान 0 to infinity q to the power 2n en 0 pi en 0. For n is non-negative integer or non-negative half integer, there exists a unique irreducible representation of dimension 2n plus 1. Come to Q deformation of compact Lie group. Another class of quantum groups that have been studied in detail are Q deformation of classical Lie groups using the universal enveloping algebra of their Lie algebras. In this talk, we restrict ourselves on SL2C, on Lie algebra SL2C, Q deformation of enveloping algebra USL2 and its compact real form. SL2C is trace zero complex matrices of order 2, that is complex span of H, X and Y, where H is 1 0 0 minus 1, X is 0 1 0 0, Y is 0 0 1 0. SU2 is the trace zero square complex matrices of order 2, that is real span of IH, IX plus Y, X minus Y. SL2C is 2 by 2 determinant 1 matrices. It is Lie group. Pi v is called representation of the Lie group SL2C if pi q belongs to BV for all q and pi q1 pi q2 is equal to pi of q1 q2 for all q1 q2. SL2C is the trace 0 2 by 2 matrix which is Lie algebra corresponding to Lie group SL2C. Pi v is called representation of the Lie algebra SL2C if pi q belongs to BV for all q and pi of q Lie bracket q1 q2 equal to pi q1 pi q2 minus pi q2 pi q1 for all q1 q2. Lie group representation to Lie algebra representation. For any q belongs to Lie algebra SL2C, e to the power tq is the one parameter subgroup of Lie group SL2C. Then we define algebra representation pi tilde such that pi tilde of q is derivative at t equal to 0 of one parameter subgroup pi e to the power tq. Lie algebra representation to Lie group representation. Pi tilde v is Lie algebra representation of SL2C. For t belongs to Lie algebra SL2C, t is equal to product of e to the power ti qi for some real ti and qi belongs to Lie algebra SL2C. Now define Lie group representation pi such that pi of t is product of e to the power ti pi tilde qi. Tensor product of Lie algebra representation. Let pi tilde 1 v1 and pi tilde 2 v2 representation of Lie algebra SL2C get corresponding Lie group representation pi 1 v1 and pi 2 v2 of Lie group SL2C. Then pi 1 tensor pi 2 of v1 tensor v2 be representation of Lie group SL2C. Now pi 1 tensor pi 2 tilde is the corresponding Lie algebra representation of pi 1 tensor pi 2. Then pi 1 tensor pi 2 tilde of q is derivative at t equal to 0 pi 1 tensor pi 2 of e to the power tq, that is pi 1 tilde q tensor identity on v2 plus identity on v1 tensor pi 2 tilde q. Representation on universal enveloping algebra USL2. USL2 is the enveloping algebra USL2 universal enveloping algebra USL2 is unital associative algebra that contains Lie algebra SL2C, where for q1 q2 in Lie algebra SL2C, Lie bracket q1 q2 is q1 q2 minus q2 q1 in USL2. SL2C is complex span of h x y such that Lie bracket hx equal to 2x, Lie bracket hy equal to minus 2y, Lie bracket xy equal to h. Then USL2 is unital associative algebra generated by three generators h, x, y such that xy minus yx equal to h, hx minus xh equal to 2x, hy minus y is equal to minus 2y. Representation on Lie algebra SL2C has unique extension of USL2. And conversely, restriction of representation of USL2 on Lie algebra SL2C is Lie algebra representation. For representation pi on tilde of pi to tilde of USL2, restriction on SL2C is Lie algebra representation. For Q belongs to Lie algebra SL2C, pi on tensor pi to tilde Q equal to pi on tilde Q tensor identity on V2 plus identity on V1 plus pi to tilde Q, that is pi on tilde tensor pi to tilde of Q tensor 1 plus 1 tensor Q, that is pi on tilde tensor pi to tilde of delta Q, where delta Q is Q tensor 1 plus 1 tensor Q. Extend pi on tensor pi to tilde to pi on tilde tensor product pi to tilde on USL2. The Hopf structure on universal enveloping algebra USL2 is such that delta Q is Q tensor 1 plus 1 tensor Q, for Q lies in Lie algebra SL2C. Co-unit epsilon such that epsilon 1 is 1 and epsilon of Q is 0, for Q lies in Lie algebra SL2C. Antipode S such that S of 1 equal to 1 and S of Q equal to minus Q for all Q lies in Lie algebra SL2C. Also define pi on tilde tensor product pi to tilde is pi on tilde tensor pi to tilde of delta pi tilde star of Q is transpose of pi tilde SQ. SL2C is trace 0 complex matrices and SU2 is a trace 0 square mission 2 by 2 matrices. Here we want to think Lie algebra of SL2C as a complexification of SU2 via complexification of map omega. As Lie algebra SL2C is complexification of SU2 via complexification map omega, then omega of IH is IH, omega of IX plus Y is IX plus Y, omega of X minus Y is X minus Y. From here we get omega H is minus H, omega X is minus Y, omega Y is minus X. The involution star on USL2 is such that H star equal to minus omega H, X star equal to minus omega H, Y star equal to minus omega Y. Star structure on universal enveloping algebra USL2 is given by following expression. Q deformation of universal enveloping algebra. Let Q be non-zero complex number such that it is not a root of unity. UQSL2 is the unital associative algebra generated by K inverse XY such that the following relation holds. Hopf structure on UQSL2 is given by delta K is K tensor K, delta X is X tensor K plus 1 tensor X, delta Y is Y tensor 1 plus K inverse tensor Y. Co-unit epsilon is such that epsilon of 1 is 1, epsilon of K is 1, epsilon of K inverse is 1, epsilon of X is 0, epsilon of Y is 0. Co-inverse S is such that S of K is K inverse, S of X is minus X K inverse, S of Y is minus Ky. Now our intention was to give a star structure similar to universal enveloping algebra. UQSL2 has star map such that 1 star equal to 1, K star equal to SK inverse equal to K inverse star equal to SK equal to K inverse, X star equal to S minus Y equal to KY, Y star equal to S minus X equal to XK inverse. For this star map, Q should be non-zero real. This star map extending by anti-multiplicative and conjugate linearity gives star structure on UQSL2. UQSL2 with star map is Hofstadter algebra. This star map extending by anti-multiplicative and conjugate linearity gives star structure on UQSL2. UQSL2 with this star map is Hofstadter algebra. Matrix coefficients of representation. Pi VB representation of some associative algebra A for F lies in dual V star of V and V lies in V. Matrix coefficients pi FV is functional on A such that pi FVQ is F of pi QV. If V is Hilbert space, then for pi WV belongs to V, pi WVQ is the inner product of W and pi QV. For A equal to UQSL2, A star equal to dual of A, F convolution G is F tensor G of delta. Unity of A star is co-unit of A. Co-unit of A star is evaluation of functional at unity of A. Co-inverse SA star of A evaluated at A is F of SAA. Delta A star is of F at A tensor B is F of AB. If A has a star structure, then a star structure on A star is defined by F star A is conjugate of F at SA star. In general, range of delta A star is not contained in A star tensor A star. Consider A dash, that is those functional F such that delta A star of F lies in A star tensor A star. Then A dash has Hopf structure with the above maps. Let A0 dash equal to a span of matrix coefficients of all finite dimensional representation on A. It is a Hopf subalgebra of A dash. Star structure on A impose the star structure on A dash. So then A0 dash with star structure given above is Hofstadter subalgebra of A dash. Let pi MV be M plus one dimensional irreducible representation of UQSL2. Then there exists basis Vi 0 less than equal to I less than equal to M on V such that either it is of type 1 or it is not it is non-type 1, and the type 1 and non-type 1 representation are given following. Pi is two-dimensional irreducible type 1 representation on V equal to complex span of E0 and E1. Then pi star Q is transpose of pi of SQ, and pi is given as the following expression. Here the matrix coefficients of pi and its evaluation is given in tabular form. The matrix coefficient of two-dimensional irreducible type 1 representation pi of UQSL2 have the following 6 properties. A0 dash is in fact algebra generated by pi 0 0, pi 0 1, pi 1 0, pi 1 1 satisfying the above relations. Using star structure of UQSL2, matrix coefficients of pi star and S of matrix coefficients can be expressed in terms of matrix coefficients of pi. Then by above star structure, A0 dash with star structure is star algebra generated by pi 0 0 and pi 1 0, satisfying the previous all relations. A0 dash with star structure satisfies the following relations. The first three lines are relation between pi 0 0 and pi 1 0. Next two lines show expressions for co-multiplication delta, and last line is expression for the antipode or co-inverse S. A0 dash with star structure is Hofstadter subalgebra. Those previous relations are same as given in the compact quantum group example CSU Q inverse 2. Thus, starting from Q deformation of SL to C along with star structure that gives deformation of SU2 group at the Lie algebra level, we have arrived at the compact quantum group CSU Q inverse 2, studied by Oronovich and others. Thanks for your attention.